Welcome back to my channel, everyone. If you're new here, hey, hi and welcome. I'm Jessica and I hope that you're all doing as awesome as ever. In today's video, I'll be unboxing and exploring Arrtx Oros 66 set of pastel alcohol markers. But before we dive into that lovely set, let's take a look at a surprise gift that Arrtx recently sent to me. And I was literally so surprised when this box arrived in the mail. I had no idea that Arrtx intended to send it to me. So let's check out what's inside this surprise box together. It was so sweet of them to send this to me, and everything is contained within this portable wooden box. Here is where I noticed that the surprise gift box was sent to me for Arrtx's 10th anniversary, and this was so sweet of them after I have been working with them for such a long period of time now. They even included this sweet handwritten message. Next was a cute and yet very sparkly magnet. The flower light design is exquisitely adorable, but they also kind of remind me of clouds. Following that were these awesome stickers that resembled a stamp-like aesthetic to them, featuring stylized countries. They're all a really lovely addition to this gift. These two have a hint of a sparkle to them, so stunning. Introducing a hot press watercolor sketchbook crafted from 100% pure cotton, designed for artists of all levels. I'm excited to share that I have already filled a few pages with my creations, including 3 charming watercolor pumpkins that showcase the book's capabilities. Upon voicing, I have already completed them, and a reel will be coming soon of my process of these adorable little pumpkins, so stay tuned for that. Thick, durable pages hold up beautifully to various art materials and mediums, whether you're using watercolors, inks, or even acrylic markers. The pages provide a sturdy foundation that prevents buckling and warping. So you can see the washi tape, which also came with this gift box. The tape has these adorable and cute expressive cloud-like faces on them, which the attention to details is just so inspiring. I'm going to end up saying adorable a lot in this video today. Inside the box was a super cute clip. I really like the pastel mint green colour paired with the darker purple for contrast, and this is really handy for holding down my pages in my sketchbook. So last but not least, we have these amazing acrylic markers, which have become a favourite medium of mine. I received another identical box from Arrtx some time ago, so now I have 2 sets of these acrylic markers, and I'm incredibly grateful for this. Once again, we see the light mint green checkerboard aesthetic, and that is just consistent throughout this gift box. So I will be doing a video with this set featured in the very near future, and if you follow me on Instagram and TikTok, you would have already seen that I did use a variety of these markers to paint the Joker with the first acrylic marker box set that they sent to me some time ago, and I had so much fun experimenting with these markers. So thank you so much to Arrtx, and a massive happy 10th anniversary. I wish you a future that is beautiful, prosperous, and most importantly filled with creativity, jam-packed with it. So this was such a thoughtful and imaginative gift, truly a delight to open. So now let's get on to the meat and potatoes of today's video with this beautifully created set of pastel alcohol markers. All products that Arrtx have sent to me in the past have always been securely wrapped and bundled up upon delivery to me, and that was no different here. All the alcohol markers arrived very safely to me. The box is designed for portability, making it easy to carry wherever you go. It includes a sturdy handle prominently adorned with Arrtx's branded logo, ensuring both functionality and it adds a little stylish touch. The quote that goes around the box in the shiny purple metallic reads, "Pursue what catches your heart, not what catches your eyes." The lid is magnetic and provides your alcohol markers with security, so you can take this out and about on the go, and your alcohol markers are not easily going to come out of the box. As always, we are presented with Arrtx's thank you card. You will find this card in majority of all of Arrtx's products. Next, we do have the swatch sheet, and you'll notice the names of the markers are actually on the swatch sheet, but they're not on the alcohol markers. It would be more convenient if Arrtx were to put the name of the alcohol marker on the markers instead of just only on the swatch sheet, just so we can reference the alcohol markers better. The colour codes are on the swatch sheet as well as only on the caps of the markers. The The markers feature dual tip precision, offering both chisel tip and brush tip functionality for expressive mark making. The chisel tip is perfect for calligraphic strokes and filling larger areas, making it my favourite choice for more abstract artworks, whilst maintaining balance. In contrast, the brush tip allows for intricate and meticulous details while also providing the ability to fill larger areas with consistent, broader strokes. And you'll see here with both the brush tip and the chisel tip, I've been able to create smooth gradients. So you can see here the different variations of line weight and mark making with the chisel tip, and I'm now going to move on to doing the exact same thing but with the brush tip. So this is just an example and just to show you the different variations in line weight and mark making and the comparisons between the chisel tip and the brush tip, and both work hand in hand in unison with one another, and that is what makes them so credible when working on pieces. We're able to get those different fluctuations between mark making, so you can tell that we're going to get a whole bunch of different textures and variations within our artwork, with the chisel tip and the brush tip complementing one another, the brush tip being more flexible. The caps and bodies of the markers have a rounded triangular shape to them, making it slightly harder for them to roll off of your chosen workspace or desk. The lid is designed with a unique functionality. It can be folded back to create a stand, thereby securing the markers into a more convenient position. This feature not only prevents the markers from drying out quickly, but also facilitates easier visibility of the colours during the creative process. The box features grids with 66 wells to keep your markers organised, ensuring a smooth workflow. And this is what they look like. You'll also find swatches on the back of the box, but they're only for reference. Oh, and the other thing to note here as well is that the cap doesn't fit on the bottom of the other cap when working. So this finally brings me to swatching the markers. The caps of the markers don't match the swatches, so this is another reason, guys, why it's always important to do your swatches. You'll find it very invaluable for future reference when you're working on your pieces, and that way you're not going to be stuck as to what colour to choose as well. And this isn't just with Arrtx, guys. I have yet to come across a marker set where the caps actually match the swatches. So this is very consistent amongst all different alcohol based markers that I've worked with in the past, and that's different brands as well. So in this set we're getting 64 pastel colours with a black and a colourless blender. And here is what the swatches look like. Now these swatches were only done on a sort of like thin piece of paper that Arrtx provided. It wasn't marker paper. They actually look a lot more brighter, more intense and more sort of opaque on the marker paper. So I actually think I'm going to swatch these again, but in my Ohuhu sketch pad, and I'll most likely be doing that sooner than later, just to get an even more better insight on what alcohol markers I want to use in my pieces. I'm starting my process today by using a Colorace Prisma pencil, and I'm sketching out some rough line work, and I intend on leaving this line work visible, semi-visible underneath the alcohol based markers. I visually like how rough line work can look, and the sketch sort of marries the medium. Before I transitioned to colouring my sketch, I felt it was important to gain a deeper insight and understanding of the colour palette at my disposal. I delved into a variety of colour blends, experimenting with shades and tones that could express different emotions and atmospheres. This process allowed me to carefully consider the mood I aimed to convey in my sketchbook. So I was invoking a style and colour palette that went for something much more joyful and playful. I'm very impressed with the colourless blender. Now, colourless blenders can of course be used for a variety of techniques. I particularly like to use them for erasing just little splotches, like little mistakes here and there. You can use them for more seamless blending too. You can also use them for feathering harsher edges and desaturating areas that have already been coloured in by adding some key highlights. When I'm talking about going for a more joyful palette, I was gravitating more towards the pinks, the yellows, and a little bit of purple for softer undertones. Using a pastel colour palette can establish a serene and harmonious balance within intricate artworks. The soft hues of pale pinks, blues and purples and yellows work together to soften the intensity of complex pieces like this, allowing the art to breathe whilst remaining captivating. This delicate range of colours enhance the overall composition, making the details visibly more approachable and inviting, creating an almost like soothing visual experience. And that's the wonderful thing about pastels, they're so much more easier on the eyes. Arrtx's set of 66 alcohol markers offers a delightful combination of both juiciness and smoothness in application on marker paper. These markers provide striking vibrancy whilst also maintaining their pastel appeal categorically, making them a versatile choice for artists looking to add depth and subtlety to their work. Depending on how many layers you apply with these pastels, you can create soft, subtle transitions with 1 or 2 layers, or achieve vibrant and highly saturated areas in your work with 3 to 6 layers. And of course, the more layering you do and the more layers that you apply to the alcohol paper, your choice of paper that you're working on, the more intense and saturated the alcohol markers will appear. Now, Arrtx is currently having a fall sale, so you can get 15% off your order by using the code FALL25. That's if you purchase 2 products. And if you spend over $129, you'll receive one of Arrtx's A5 sketchbooks. I restructured the arrangement of colours to align with the sequence displayed on the swatch sheet, and in doing so it became really apparent to me that this particular set features a diverse array of colour combinations, specifically in the primary hues of red, yellow, green and blue. Notably, the brackets are designated for the yellow and red colours are enhanced with optional skin tone variations. If you haven't already seen my review of Arrtx's coloured pencils, I highly recommend checking that video out when you do have the time. I do a deep dive into all the details about the pencils in the review that I did of them and how to best utilize them in your art. Personally, I love using them to detail my alcohol marker pieces. Even when I work with other mediums and other brands, these coloured pencils always tend to make an appearance. They consistently add a subtle touch that enhances texture. These pencils help refine and render my artwork, giving it a more graphic appearance with a slightly grungy quality. The pencils are wax-based, making them easier to erase depending on how you use them and the amount of pressure applied when they make contact with the paper. One of my recent artistic discoveries are these chalk-based coloured pencils, and these aren't by Arrtx, these are actually made by Stabilo? Yeah, I think that's the way I say it. I think that's right. These pencils offer a unique charcoal-like texture that feels satisfying when applied to the paper. The pigments are vibrant and deeply saturated. I just literally blend them with my fingers and everything looks smooth and seamless, and it takes away that harsh, cold white of the background too. What I'm trying to say is what I particularly do love about these pencils is their versatility. You can easily soften the colours by blending them with your finger or blending them with a blending stump. So this technique not only creates a seamless gradient but also enhances the contrast in my artwork, especially against the stark white background that often frame my portraits. I don't always think about my backgrounds when I'm working in a sketchbook, but they seem to work here with these pastel alcohol-based markers. With Arrtx Oros alcohol markers, both mediums go hand in hand. The fine pencil point allows for the creation of sharp, bold lines. I find these pencils invaluable for embellishments as they enable softer transitions that lend a dreamy yet smoky ambiance. The fluorescent orange and pink are Arrtx, and the yellow is Stabilo. I need to keep on saying that and try to rectify that a little bit better. Stabilo. The blue and yellow are Stabilo. The white I'm using here is Winsor & Newton to pop some highlights out on the cup, the headphones, nose, hands, face and the jacket. And I'm now moving on to adding a touch of glimmer, a touch of sparkle into the character's eyes, and this is Arrtx's white gel pen. Since it is the season for all things spooky, I couldn't resist drawing a witch. I imagine the concept of a girl who is a witch by night and leads a normal mundane life during the day. But yeah, I was just playing on an idea, folks. I love to explore ideas like this and I hope that you do enjoy them too. I'm really happy as well that Arrtx decided to include the matte black marker in the set because it really throws the pastel markers out. It creates an almost striking contrast against the pastel colours is what I'm trying to say here. In my opinion, the Arrtx Oros 66 set of pastel markers is absolutely stunning. It's a beautifully thought out set, and I'm excited to share everything that I've mentioned in today's video in the description box, as always, down below. Thank you guys so much for joining me for today's video, and until next time, don't forget to stay creative. Bye.